Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol TLGT. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame. I think it's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. You know, not to state the obvious or rub salt in the wounds or anything like that, but very bearish day today. Things really kind of fell apart here. So the main focus I want to try to, keep the attention on is where some potential bounce points are at, or in other words, where levels of potential support are at. But as far as, before we get to that, just a very basic resistance level to keep an eye on going into next week. That is where the the pink line here comes into play, which is the famous 200 period simple moving average. And this is based on just a general rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So that level was a level of support, but after today with the price closing below it, if there is indeed some sort of bounce, that first key level to keep an eye on is going to be the pink line right there, that 200 period simple moving average. If the price can push up through there, the next keys level to keep an eye on. And the one thing about these movements that get beat up in a hurry, if you traded long enough, then I'm sure I'm stating the obvious to you, but movements that get beat up very quick like this, while it doesn't happen every single time, they can snap back pretty quickly and create some pretty interesting bounces. So that's why I do want to spend a couple moments here just talking about some levels of resistance, just in case one of those snapback bounces does indeed incur. So again, first level of resistance, that 200 period. Next key level of resistance up there at 325. Now, what about next potential areas of support? Well, scrunching up the chart here, you can see that. Or is that where it bounced today? Almost. Right here at about 305 is that gap close location, which is the previous highs from over here. So 305, that near-term level of support. In the event the price cannot hold up above that level, next key level of support would be the bottom portion of that little consolidation phase. And that's sitting down there right around $2.97. So support-wise, 305, 297, two next key levels of support. So we'll see what happens with it going into next week. I'll be keeping an eye on it because, like I said, these movements that get beat up in a hurry, they can not always turn around and snap back pretty quick. So we'll see if we can get some pretty volatile bouncing next week or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.